Welcome to the School of the Lost Tribes. The shift from the Levitical priesthood to the order of Melchizedek. In the ancient Israelite system of worship, the Levites and temple servants played a vital role. According to Numbers 1:50-51, the Levites were specifically tasked with the care of the tabernacle, its furnishings, and all duties related to it. They were responsible for its assembly, disassembly, and safekeeping. Notably, only Levites could approach the sanctuary without facing death, setting them apart as the custodians of Israel's most sacred space. Other passages highlight the Levites' broader responsibilities. In 1 Chronicles 15:16-22, we see that music was a significant part of temple worship, with individuals like Shenaniah appointed to lead and teach the music for the sacred ceremonies. Their service extended to the musical and spiritual aspects of worship, which further reinforced their importance within the religious life of Israel. When the exiled Israelites returned to their land, Levites and temple servants resumed their duties. Ezra 2:70 and Nehemiah 12:44-47 tell us that they settled in their respective towns and were supported by provisions set aside from the offerings and contributions of the people. These provisions were crucial to maintaining the continuity of temple services. The Levites' dedication and specialized roles sustained the connection between the people and the temple, reinforcing their identity as the spiritual backbone of Israelite worship. However, Hebrews 7:12-28 reveals a significant transformation in the priesthood, showing the limitations of the Levitical system. In the New Testament, we see the emergence of a new priesthood, one according to the order of Melchizedek. This order, unlike the Levitical priesthood, was eternal, without beginning or end, and not bound by genealogy or temporary law. The writer of Hebrews presents this shift as necessary because the old system, while important for a time, was imperfect and temporary. The Levitical priests were mortal, and their sacrifices needed to be repeated constantly. As Hebrews 7:12 states, "For when the priesthood is changed, the law must be changed also." This passage highlights the profound theological shift that occurred. Christ's priesthood is not based on descent from Levi, but on the power of an indestructible life. Hebrews 7:16. This Melchizedekian order is tied directly to Jesus, who, like Melchizedek, is without recorded ancestry, emphasizing his eternal nature and his ability to serve as a priest forever. Psalm 110:4 had already pointed toward this transformation long before Christ's arrival, stating, "You are a priest forever, in the order of Melchizedek." Christ's priesthood fulfilled this prophecy, showing how he would mediate a better covenant between God and his people, as described in Hebrews 7:22. Unlike the Levitical priesthood, which could only offer temporary solutions through sacrifices, Christ's priesthood offers permanent atonement for the sins of Israel. Furthermore, Hebrews 7:23-28 highlights the permanence of Christ's role. The Levitical priests were limited by death, requiring replacements, but Jesus, who lives forever, holds a permanent priesthood. This means he is always able to intercede for those who draw near to God through him, making him the perfect mediator for the scattered tribes of Israel, who had been divided and dispersed among the nations. The implications of this new priesthood are deeply significant for the people of Israel, particularly the scattered tribes. Christ's priesthood does not abolish Israel's relationship with God, but rather renews and strengthens it. In fact, the New Testament continually affirms that Christ's mission was to reunite both the Judean Israelites and the scattered tribes under one covenant. As seen in Ephesians 2:11-22, Christ's death broke down the dividing wall of hostility, reconciling the two groups, Judean Israelites and dispersed Israelites, into one body. Through his eternal priesthood, Jesus gathers the lost sheep of Israel, restoring them to the covenant promised to their forefathers. This is not merely a spiritual or symbolic priesthood. It is an actual restoration of Israel's covenantal relationship with God. Romans 11:26 reaffirms this, declaring that all Israel will be saved, pointing to the fact that the scattered Israelites, often referred to as Gentiles in the New Testament, were in fact the lost tribes who would be brought back into the fold under the new covenant. Moreover, as Isaiah 53:12 foretells, the suffering servant, Christ, makes intercession for the transgressors. His priesthood was always meant to provide a way for Israel to be fully restored to their position as God's chosen people. The scattered tribes, estranged from God by centuries of disobedience, are now called back through Christ's eternal intercession. His priesthood is their means of redemption and reconciliation, a priesthood that offers an unbreakable connection to the Father, surpassing what the Levites were ever able to provide. This transition from the Levitical priesthood to the eternal priesthood of Christ is essential for understanding the full scope of God's plan for Israel. While the Levites maintained the sanctity of the temple, their work foreshadowed the greater work of Christ. Under the order of Melchizedek, Jesus became not only the high priest, but also the sacrifice, offering himself once and for all to redeem the people of Israel. In conclusion, the shift from the Levitical priesthood to the order of Melchizedek, as outlined in Hebrews 7:12-28, represents a significant theological evolution. While the Levites served their purpose in maintaining the temple and its rituals, their priesthood was always intended to be temporary. Christ, as the eternal high priest, brings a new covenant that restores the scattered tribes of Israel, uniting them in one body under his eternal care. Through his intercession, Israel is not only redeemed, but also brought into a deeper, everlasting relationship with God, fulfilling the promises made to their forefathers and securing their place in the covenant forever.